Traveling is one of the best ways to explore the world. Each of us has dreamed of visiting exotic destinations, discovering foreign cultures, experiencing wild nature, and finding real adventure. But not every place on the planet is safe. In some locations, the risks are so high that what should be a dream vacation can quickly turn into a nightmare. In this video, we'll take a closer look at destinations that are fascinating, but at the same time dangerous. Places that require not just courage, but sometimes a second thought, because in some cases, the smartest choice is not to go at all. Let's start with Afghanistan. This country has stunning mountains, a rich history, and incredibly strong culture. Looking at photos of the landscapes, it almost feels like a paradise for adventurers. But the reality is very different. Afghanistan has been struggling with wars, armed conflicts, and terrorist attacks for decades. The political situation remains unstable, and safety infrastructure is nearly non-existent. Foreigners often become targets of kidnappings or bombings. Local people try to live normal lives, but tension is present everywhere. That's why most governments strongly warn against traveling to Afghanistan. And it's easy to see why. The risk is simply too great. Next, we move to Venezuela. A few decades ago, this country symbolized wealth and prosperity in South America. Thanks to oil, its economy was thriving, and Venezuela was among the richest nations in the region. But today, the picture looks completely different. Venezuela is facing a massive economic and social crisis. In the capital, Caracas, crime levels are among the highest in the world. Armed robberies, assaults, and kidnappings are part of daily life. Tourists, unfamiliar with the surroundings, are especially easy targets. On top of that, shortages of basic goods like food, medicine, and hygiene supplies make daily life extremely difficult. What sounds like an exotic vacation destination quickly becomes a struggle for safety and survival. Now let's head to the heart of Africa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Nature here is breathtaking. Endless jungles, unique wildlife, powerful rivers, and towering mountains create an incredible picture. But DRC is also one of the riskiest places in the world to visit. The country has suffered from internal conflicts for years, with armed militias controlling entire regions. The government has little power outside of major cities. Health risks are another serious issue. In some areas, deadly diseases like Ebola reappear again and again. Even without that, the healthcare system is so weak that an injury or illness could leave you days away from proper treatment. For most travelers, going to the Congo means exposing themselves to risks that are hard to manage. North Korea is a completely different kind of danger. Here, the threat doesn't come from crime in the streets or wild nature, but from complete isolation and dictatorship. Tourists are only allowed in under strict supervision. Every step is controlled, every action can be judged. Even something that looks minor, like taking a photo of a restricted building, talking casually to a local, or carrying religious materials, can lead to arrest. Several foreigners have already experienced this firsthand, and their stories don't sound like travel adventures. North Korea may be tempting for those curious about a different world, but the risk is extremely high. If something goes wrong, there is no guarantee of coming back home safely. If we stay in Asia a little longer, let's look at Nepal's Annapurna. This Himalayan giant is a dream for climbers all over the world. The views are stunning, and reaching the summit of one of the highest peaks on Earth is an achievement like no other. But Annapurna is also one of the deadliest mountains. The route is full of avalanches, extreme weather, altitude sickness, and brutal terrain. Even experienced climbers often pay the highest price here. For casual tourists without proper training, the risks are overwhelming. If you want to enjoy the Himalayas, there are plenty of safer, but still spectacular treks. Annapurna, however, is a challenge that only the most prepared should even consider. And finally, Chernobyl. The area around the former nuclear power plant has become a strange kind of tourist attraction. The ghost town of Pripyat looks like time stopped in 1986, right after the disaster. Many people travel there to witness the aftermath of one of the biggest nuclear accidents in history. But Chernobyl is not entirely safe, even today. Guides know the routes where radiation levels are relatively low, but the danger still exists. Step off the path, touch the wrong surface, or inhale contaminated dust, and you may be exposed to radiation. For some, it's a fascinating experience. For others, it's simply not worth the risk. When we look at all these places together, it's clear that the world is full of beauty, but also full of danger. Traveling is an amazing way to learn and grow, but it should always go hand in hand with awareness and caution. Before you book your next trip, take time to research not just what there is to see, but also what could go wrong. And if a destination has a reputation for being unsafe, it might be wiser to choose somewhere else. After all, the world is huge and full of safer, equally stunning experiences waiting for you.